We've seen today through one of the leading newspapers a very serious scandal coming out of the Department of Space, which is related to the ISRO. This relates to the allotment of about 70 megahertz of spectrum space to a private agency. Actually, it relates to that band of the spectrum which is very, very unique. And this is for the first time that allotment from this unique band within the spectrum is being allotted, which relates to the 2500 megahertz to 2690 megahertz, which is absolutely rare. A total available megahertz space is only about 190, I'm told, of which 150 is with the Department of Space. About 190 megahertz is all that is available in this band within the spectrum, and about 150 of that is with the Department of Space, and the scandal now relates to allotment of 70 megahertz of that 150, which is with the Department of Space. So we are talking about one band within the spectrum which is unique, which relates to 2500 to 2690 megahertz of band within the spectrum. And from that only 190 is available, of which 150 is with the Department of Space. If 150 is available with the Department of Space, the scandal relates to 70 which has been allotted by ISRO to a private firm. And that private firm is called Devas Communications, whose managing director, Mr. Chandrasekhar, Dr. Chandrasekhar, happens to be former scientific secretary to the ISRO. Now, just to put it in a perspective, although when we are talking of spectrum, we are talking of different color, just let us imagine the rainbow with different color codes for the different layers of space, the space, terrestrial space. Now, 2G is not comparable to the spectrum, this S band that we are talking about in this scandal. It is inferior. But in 2G, we were talking only of 4.4 megahertz. Suppose we assume for a minute that they are all comparable. They are not. They are definitely not. But if we are for a moment comparing it, 4.4 megahertz was in 2G spectrum allocation, which is being disputed whether it was first come first serve or allocated, or priority was given or auctioned, whatever be it. 2G related only to 4.4 megahertz. And there we, from the CAG's report, understand the loss was maximum 1,76,000. All that is being disputed now. But the quantum of spectrum that we are talking about is only 4.4 megahertz. Let us assume that all of them relate to comparable spectrums. Now 3G related to or spoke of 15 megahertz. 2G was 4.4, 3G is 15 megahertz. Of course, slightly different spectral color. Where, because of media pressure, public pressure, by which CAG and everybody had highlighted the problem of 2G spectrum allocation, the 3G went for auction, and we all know that the country benefited by that auction to the extent that there was a revenue earning of 67,719 crores. We know that. So 2G, which was 4.4, sorry if it's a bit like a lesson, but then we are trying to put it in perspective to understand what this scandal which has just come out and its seriousness. So put up with me, please. So 4.4 was 2G, inferior, but then 3G was 15 megahertz. The one which we are talking about now, if you allow me the usage, is not even 4G, it will be 5G. It is such a unique spectral allocation which relates to the 2500 megahertz band, which is 2 GH, as they say, gigahertz space. And in that, if 70 megahertz have been allocated to a private user, and within that, let's be clear, recently BSNL and MTNL were allotted 20 megahertz. The charge now in the new scandal that we're talking about is 70 megahertz allocation to a private firm. BSNL and MTNL were both allocated from this unique spectral band at a cost of 12,487 crores. Whereas for this private operator, for this allocation of 70 megahertz, they've charged only 1,000 crores. I'm just trying to put it in perspective so that the seriousness of this scandal is understood. BSNL and MTNL, both of which are government-owned enterprises, received only 20 megahertz of this allocation for 12,487 crores of rupees. Whereas this private operator has got 70 megahertz at only 1,000 crores. As I said, I repeat, this is the first time this allocation is taking place for this spectral band, which is a very unique band, relates to a very high megahertz frequency. And in this, the allocation has been done quietly, without any public auctioning or without mentioning it in the public domain. And to a private operator, the CAG has come out with very, very clear observations about its concerns. So, and this was objected to even by the Space Commission in 2010. Why are we talking about it now? Because from 2011, from sometime middle of 2011, the commercial use of this by this private operator is going to commence. Therefore, it acquires a very severe, severity is attained by this matter. One, because the CAG has come out with it now, and also that this allocation has been done quietly in the private, to a private operator without any public information or auctioning process. Processes have been violated, and the loss is estimated to be somewhere, and this by the CAG, the loss is estimated to be somewhere in the range of 2 lakh crores. Now, what other benefit does this Devas communication get? Custom made 2 communication satellites are going to be given, custom made for this customer, and 10 transponders from these 2 satellites will be used by him for the commercial purposes. Therefore, it is a very serious indeed scandal. Department of Space, may I remind you all, comes directly under the Prime Minister. The BJP alleges that this whole affair is vitiated by fraud. This whole affair is vitiated by fraud, and as a result, this country is facing just not loss of revenue, but frittering away of very important and special national asset, which is a rare spectrum asset. And therefore, we demand that this agreement be nullified and recover that spectrum space which was given to this private user. Immediate recovery is demanded by us. Recover the spectrum which was allotted immediately. Second, we demand a comprehensive inquiry to establish the criminality in the whole matter. And third, we demand recovery of the lost revenue. This is very serious indeed, and I've only tried to explain the seriousness of the matter by going into the depths. If that was a bit of a drag, sorry about it. But BJP takes the seriousness into consideration. We've come out with specific 3 demands, more so because it comes under the Prime Minister's own department. We demand an immediate statement from the Prime Minister as to what has happened here. The second issue on which we would like to talk to you all today is about the blog which the mentor of BJP and the chairman of NDA, Sri Lalkrishna Advani, who regularly writes in his blog. This time, of course, he wrote about his visit to Belgaum and gave a great deal of detail of how the Congress was held then under Mahatma. That was the only Congress which Mahatma Gandhi had chaired of the Congress party. But the reaction is very interesting of the Congress spokesperson. A party which does not know how to handle itself, a party which has no direction for this country, a party which is completely sunk in corruption, and a party which does not even know to attend to the price rise related matters of Aam Aadmi has shown its knee-jerk reaction when remotely somebody refers to the failure of Congress party in keeping up its own traditions. After all, Sri Advani only referred to the way in which Congress party functioned, had rotational systems. Every year there were elections of president from the block level to the top. That has been completely eroded under the current leadership. And in saying that, why should there be so much perturbing? There need not be so much of perturbation. They need not be so agitated to respond in such foul language. In fact, the Congress party should refer to Sri Rajiv Gandhi's 1985 centenary speech in Mumbai, where he went into great depths to tell how Congress party no longer is Congress party of the days that he knew of his grandfather, his grandmother. I do not know if the Congress spokesperson will reserve the same words for Rajiv Gandhi himself. In fact, I would like to say that he had said, we should see, I'm quoting here, Rajiv Gandhi had said, we should see ourselves in the mirror of truth. I wish the Congress party does that today. Instead of just attacking with such bad language anyone who speaks about the way in which one family is controlling the Congress party. And in fact, if I may take the liberty, the Congress spokesperson, I think, has forgotten that flattery can also be done in a very sophisticated way. He's forgotten to do that. And we take severe objections to the kind of language with which Congress, instead of entering into an introspective mode, attacks everyone who speaks the fact about the Congress party today. There's a complete loss of leadership. There's a complete confusion about who's the leader there. They're going on a twin-track leadership. There's no democracy left within the party. We repeat it, there is no democracy. And to speak about it comes with a Stalinist kind of reaction from the Congress party. Is there no one else in this country who can talk about them? Go back to check up what Rajiv Gandhi said in 1985. You'll find even more critical comments. And after 25 years today, the Congress party is at the same stage. I just wonder what will be Sri Rajiv Gandhi's response if he were to be alive today. The third issue on which we would want to speak is on the law and order issue, the law and order situation in Uttar Pradesh. Completely deteriorated, that even Dalit girls in their own houses are no longer safe in a state where a Dalit lady is the chief minister. Can there be a worse situation for the dispossessed, the Dalits of the state? The National Commission for Women also has said that there is absolutely not even an FIR to file. The state has been moving from one state of abysmal law and order situation to another. We demand that the UP government make it safe for people from all sections, particularly women. Law and order has to be immediately restored. There is no faith left there. Engineers in government departments are being murdered. People are not being given justice. Even FIRs are not being filed. MLAs and MPs are also alleged to be involved in such crimes. Surely the chief minister wouldn't want to go to an election with this kind of a record. We demand immediate action in Uttar Pradesh. The next issue that I would want to raise here, which has of course several examples to be brought in, just clearly highlights where the Congress party is today. You must have read that in Karnataka, the governor of Karnataka, I do not want to say used, probably even misused his position and interfered with the decision of a university to offer doctorate to an eminent writer in Kannada, Sri Chidananda Murthy. A doctorate being given to an eminent writer becomes objectionable to a governor only because this writer probably spoke in favor of one commission's finding. And the writers community in Karnataka have also stood up to this kind of a interference, political misuse of power, where the governor should rise above the situation. We condemn this action of the governor, and of course we find that Congress's culture is completely in him and he is unable to get over it. Otherwise, even today, after the reprimand by the Supreme High Court, a minister who interfered in the criminal justice system of Maharashtra, which resulted in the death of a Kisan in the Vidarbha region, still continues to be a minister. Not a question is being raised. And repeatedly Congress boasts saying we've taken action against Ashok Chavan. Where is the action against this minister who caused the death of a particular Kisan in Vidarbha? The state government of Maharashtra was fined 10 lakhs of rupees for this very act of the chief minister then. And he continues to be in the union cabinet. The BJP demands to know an answer for this. And of course we know that the Pradesh Congress Committee of Maharashtra, Sri Manikrao Thakre, being the president, allotted nearly 260 acres of mining lease to his own son. And so did Bharatiya Jatav in Rajasthan, who allotted to his own kith and kin in Hindal. These are all things which are standing up to be faced by the Congress party, which doesn't seem to notice any of this. But relevance or no relevance, they have only B.S. Yedurappa to talk about, who is not answerable to the Congress party, but the Judicial Commission will look into his matters. Thank you. Okay. No. I mean, I've already given a bite on UP. Yeah?
You demanded an inquiry into the new spectrum scam. Are you asking it to be a fresh inquiry apart from your demand for the JPC for the 2G, or is it part of it?
See, the point is, on corruption and such scandals, we wanted the Adarsh, the 2G, and the Commonwealth Games to all be treated under the JPC. Whether this is going to be part of the JPC, we'll be able to announce a bit later. But at the moment, we feel immediate restoration of the spectrum which was allocated under this scheme should be done. The Prime Minister should give us a reply on what exactly has happened, because it is his department.
Ma'am, the ULFA had called for unconditional talks. The Governing Council had called for unconditional talks from the 10th of this month, but now Parish Barwa, the Commander-in-Chief, has refused for this. How do you see, the talks or the, efforts panning out in the future?
On the
How do you see the talks? Do you think there'll be
ULFA? Well, we welcomed, in fact, a couple of days ago, one of the spokespersons had said that we welcomed talks with the groups. But how it's going to pan out, because the Congress government in Assam is not very clear on how they're going to handle it. Let us see how they are responding, and we'll come back to you on it.
Pakistan is again raised the key word. They're saying that Kashmir is still the core issue between India and Pakistan. What do you have to say on that?
We maintain that with Pakistan, talks for the sake of talks alone will not help. We have insisted that unless Pakistan gives us concrete proof that they are not sponsoring terrorism from their country, there is no point in going ahead with talks. They would raise Kashmir, they would raise anything else, but talks for the sake of talks alone will not help.
Pakistan has told the High Commission, Indian High Commission in Islamabad, that they will not allow Kasab's statement to be recorded. Also, on the same hand, we have refused, we have been refused access to Hafiz Saeed. So, how do you?
We have not asserted ourselves in getting the due access to the legally available material from Pakistan. And anything said, any amount said on this is not enough. We have kept our legal process very open and available for Pakistan, which is what it should be like. But we have not obtained enough material from Pakistan using our diplomatic channels or the Home Ministry's channels.
Ma'am, Lok Sabha Speaker Meera Kumar ne jo meeting बुलाई है,
leadership, two-track leadership. Advani or Gadkari or Sushma or Jaitley.
The party has its own leadership structure. We do not, the cabinet, when I refer to the two-party leadership of the Congress, the government in power should have its leader in the Prime Minister. That's right. So, our party has only one leadership, which is the party's hierarchy. There are no individuals in this party. Party is run by its party structure, which you are familiar with.
मैम लोकसभा स्पीकर मीरा कुमार ने जो मीटिंग बुलाई थी उसमें छोटी-छोटी पार्टियों को बुलाया था। क्या आपको लगता है कि विपक्ष को डिवाइड करने के लिए इस तरह की कोशिश की जा रही है?
नहीं, उनके कोशिश होना चाहिए सभी को बुलाने में, क्योंकि इसमें हमें आपत्ति कुछ नहीं है। बट द फैक्ट रिमेन्स जेपीसी सभी के मन में है। इसमें कितने भी कोशिश करें उसमें टुकराव नहीं आएगा।
कल की ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग में तो इसका मतलब आपको लगता है कि कोई नतीजा नहीं निकलेगा? आप लोग अपनी इस डिमांड
हमें ऐसे नहीं लगता, उम्मीद रखते हैं कुछ होगा।
आपको लगता है जेपीसी से तैयार?
नहीं, उम्मीद तो रखना चाहिए।
मैम गोपीनाथ मुंडे साहब ने कहा है कि मनसे से भविष्य में समझौता हो सकता है। जिस राज ठाकरे की पार्टी को, उनके एक्टिविटी को आप लोग लगातार आलोचना करते रहे, आखिर अचानक बीजेपी नेताओं का हृदय परिवर्तन क्यों हो गया?
कुछ नहीं है उसमें बात। एमएनएस के साथ कुछ भी बात नहीं हो रही है। ये कहाँ से आया पता नहीं, मगर अगर कुछ है आपको बोलेंगे। अभी तो कुछ नहीं है। हो सकता है, मगर देयर इज नथिंग एट ऑल इन द पार्टी एज रिगार्ड्स राज ठाकरे's एमएनएस।
As of now, you are sticking to JPC.
Absolutely, we are sticking to JPC. उत्तर प्रदेश में कानून व्यवस्था बिगड़ गई है। बार बार हम इसके ऊपर बात करते रहे कि दलित पर्टिकुलरली गर्ल्स के ऊपर बहुत ही अत्याचार हो रही है, और उसमें बहुत ही एमएलए और एमपी स्तर के लोग भी जुड़े हुए हैं। इसमें एक्शन लेने में बहुत ही देरी भी हो रही है। बीजेपी यूपी सरकार से ये बात डिमांड करती है कि तुरंत लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन को रिस्टोर करो, और जो इस मामले में अलेज्ड है उनको तुरंत अरेस्ट करना और फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट में के द्वारा इन सब मामलों को सुलझाना। कन्विक्शन तुरंत होना चाहिए।
75 किलो चांदी उनके पास है, जबकि बहुत लाखों ऐसे किसान हैं जिनके पास 75 किलो अनाज नहीं है घर में। बीजेपी क्या कहती है?
उसमें बोलने का कुछ नहीं है, उनके अपने स्टेटमेंट है। यू कैन टेक इट फॉर ही ओपनली हैज कम इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू ऑल टू से दिस इज माय एसेट। एसेट बोलो फिर भी आपत्ति है आपको, ना डिक्लेयर करो आपत्ति है, आपके जजमेंट के ऊपर है।
निर्मला जी, राहुल गांधी आज बांदा गए हैं उस रेप विक्टिम से मिलने 3 महीने बाद। आपकी पार्टी पहले से इस मुद्दे को उठाती रही थी, अब क्या वो राजनीति चमकाने और चेहरा चमकाने गए हो?
शायद
निर्मला जी, क्या आप गोपीनाथ मुंडे का जो स्टेटमेंट है उससे डिसोसिएट करती है पार्टी?
पार्टी के लाइन यही है कि एमएनएस के साथ कुछ भी अभी नहीं हो रही है, और अगर कुछ है तो हम बोलेंगे। ऑफिशियली आज देयर इज नथिंग एट ऑल विद एमएनएस। I just said shayad, yeah. What can I say in English? Thank you. इसीलिए मैंने शायद बोला ना, शायद। I can't come out with poetry on it, yeah.